Hello guys, Sheepy here. This is the Athanatos video. This is basically the video that will explain my experience with Athanatos, how bad it was, which I'm telling you, it was very bad, and explaining the levels. So basically, like our Blade of Justice video. And like the Blade of Justice video, I'm going to show off our Extreme Demon list. But this time, unlike the Blade of Justice video, it is actually very different. This one is not the same, and it um it basically added, I think, around 6 more extremes. It's because I plan to retire like sometime soon after doing these extreme demons. Now what this means is that either I won't be doing any more extreme demons, or I will be doing very little throughout the month or throughout the year. And that's just because, again, I said this back in the Blade of Justice video, I never really liked playing GD. It's not like I was playing it for money. These videos don't even make me a dime. I'm doing these for you guys. Athanatos is our last new hardest. And that is literally all because the levels harder than Athanatos are really, really bad. You got Dolos, which I was thinking of doing after Athanatos, but that level looks terrible, even though I really like the song. Subsonic is 2 minutes and 20 seconds long and contains a memory part and has like around 100 spots harder than a Thanatos, so that shit's already scary enough. I don't like when levels end with an asymmetrical duel. Um, so I decided, hey, I'm done doing your hardest. I know I could push myself more on. Yeah, I probably could beat those levels, but like, it's just like it's gonna take a toll on me mentally. Like you already saw with Blade of Justice, that level literally almost killed me mentally. That shit made me a mental breakdown. So with Athanatos, I think throughout the 1 month and 10 days I had of playing that level, I think all the out of all those days, it was I think I had like 2 mental breakdowns. And those were the days I was trying to get 33 to 100. Because I'm not even joking. I just got a really good run for 33. So I was like, why not? But it was fucking terrible. Do I regret doing that shit? I don't. So at the end of the day, I got the run, and at the end of the day, it led to me beating the Thanatos. So, and also led to me fluking it, which is the only new hardest, and I did calculate it. It is Athanatos is the only new hardest I have fluked, and that is insane because this level is really difficult, really fucking unbalanced. Everyone dies at the 82 wave, and for some reason, I don't know if I was blessed, but I just did not die there. But hey, before I get to doing Athanatos, I have special surprise that I revealed at the description of the Athanatos video. If you read it, if you even bothered to read, because you probably just only watched my completion, which I'm completely okay with. I don't really care if you don't read the description or not. The description's really like, how to say, like, specific. But hey, so let's get on with the surprise. Uh, so before I I reveal it, yeah, fuck it, I'll reveal it. It's that, I'm revealing my face. I did not reach 50 subs, and then I reach 100 subs. But YouTube's not the thing I'm gonna make money out of, but I don't really care making money out of it. Because I know the YouTube landscape and it sucks. So I would not want to be a YouTuber as like a main job. Either do as like a hobby or like a side hustle, like kind of gains me money. But here we go. So I'm about to reveal my face in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Here I am. I am the guy that has beaten the Thanatos, Blade of Justice, Bloodbath, Cataclysm, and Acu. I'm telling you, it's good not having to wear a mask all the fucking time because, oh, I could barely breathe. Well, I'm making it sound like it's hazardous. It's just annoying. But with another big announcement I'll have, I will use Facecam and mic for my Extreme Demon completions. So the level I'm doing today and
I think it might be tomorrow. I don't know. It will be Necropolis. That will not have my face cam or mic. It would just be silence except for the music. Um, but I do this mainly because I'm doing this because this is like daily jump chest reactions YouTube channel, and it's actually very niche. I prefer going for the ones that are very niche. So I'm gonna apply on there because I know me doing shit like the Hell Factory is gonna make me have higher priority. I don't even plan to act my reactions. Maybe like the Blade of Justice one. I know you guys didn't see it, but I actually had it where I did like some Fortnite emotes. That shit was all scripted. That was all scripted. But outside of that, the entire reaction outside of that was scripted. I mean, it wasn't scripted. But yeah. Um, let's move on with the list. Let's see. Yeah, this is our extreme demon list for probably the next 4 months. So this is the list. We're gonna start with the Hell Factory, which I'll be starting on the 20th. Because remember, I made a rule for every single extreme demon I beat, I'm gonna take a week off. Well, not like not playing GD, I'm like doing some insane demons. So like today, I'm gonna do Necropolis. Um, and then after that is Clown Control, which actually I say the Hell Factory is gonna be, I think, the hardest one out of the entire um out of the entire list. And like I chose it randomly. So like I chose it randomly, so these are not my choices. Like in order. This is basically what I gambled for. Um, and then after that's Clown Control, which is a beginner tier extreme demon, so it should take like a few days. A Heartbeat, which is more going towards like easy tier extreme demon. Um, it's just like your average karma level, basically. A Bizarre Phantasm. This is going to be our second hardest, I think. Either that or Conical Depression be our second hardest extreme demon out of this list. And a Bizarre Phantasm probably my one and only memory extreme demon in Geometry Dash. Like, it is the only one I'll be doing. So I don't like memory levels, but I gotta do this level because how influential it is in this game. Um, after that, you got Down Base. This is I already said why I did it back at the Blade of Justice video, so I'm not really gonna be mentioning the ones that I already had in my original list. But after Down Base, we're gonna do a level I'm actually really scared to do because how fucking garbage it is, and that is Aftermath. This will be the last level after doing the Apocalyptic trilogy. Really, the biggest issue I'm gonna have with Aftermath is how clunky and inconsistent it can get. With there being like certain parts in the level, like there's this one ship part like 40 or something that is like hella inconsistent and like is super clunky and barely works. Like, this level like works at complete random. After that is a level probably might be my favorite out of all these. Like the one I'm probably gonna enjoy the most, which is Hypersonic. Outside of one memory ball part, it's not gonna be that bad. Again, it's also around beginner tier extreme demon tier, so shouldn't take me that long. Um, after Hypersonic is Crowd Control. Um, Crowd Control is the level I initially was going to do all the way back. I think I started it in like late March and dropped it at early April because the progress I got on Bloodbath. If not for that progress on Bloodbath, honestly, I could have probably beaten Crowd Control like a lot earlier on. But instead, I just did Bloodbath and then I quit Bloodbath for a bit after hating it. And then I did Cataclysm and I quit that. And then like a month later, I beat Bloodbath. And then another month later, I beat Cataclysm. And like another month later, I beat Blade of Justice. And almost 2 months later, I beat Athanatos. Um, so crowd controls around ACU difficulty, so it's also another beginning tier extreme demon, so it shouldn't have too much of an issue. And then after that, doing Allegiance. This is the one I already had in the list, so all I'm just gonna say, I like the song, and I kind of like how the level plays. Either Allegiance or Hypersonic is gonna be my favorite one. After that is I like to call these anime levels. These it says Niwa. The only one I'm gonna be doing. The others are like really difficult, and I don't like them. Niwa's around Acu difficulty, so it shouldn't have too much of a problem. It's just I never did these type of levels. So they're more like music sync levels, basically. Um, Niwa's it's not gonna be the worst. Um, it's probably gonna be the most mid tier one out of the list in terms of like how I like it. The one's the most mid tier difficulty, probably Aftermath, which I think Aftermath will, I think would be our fourth hardest in the list. And then last but not least is Conical Depression. Uh, as I already explained it before, it's just one of the only kind of stupid levels I do, and it's actually be I'm actually doing another caramel level after Conical Depression. Well, I mean after like after Necropolis, I do plan to do Lit Fuse. I actually did get like what like 35 to 100 like 2 months ago. No, not 2 months ago, like 4 months ago. Just never did it. I just never beat it. Like initially after Bloodbath, I think I was actually gonna go for Aftermath, but then I realized that level was so trash. So then like a few weeks later, I moved on to Blade of Justice. Well, that entire journey happened, and eventually beat Blade of Justice. So let's move on to Athanatos itself. Well, hello guys. This is take 2 of me doing the reviewing Athanatos' difficulty. So this shit's gonna be really quick because it took me like 20 minutes to say all of it. I'm not doing that shit again. So let's get started. This robot, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's like at the very beginning of it, there's like 3 hard clicks. It's not that bad. It's the first click, and then the entire club set monster is kind of tight. The blue orb after it, it's kind of difficult. Green orb also difficult, but it's kind of like blade adjust click. This wave, it's not that bad. Outside of some like these gaps I'm pausing at, they're like really difficult. Well, not this, but outside of that, it's like free. Especially because the duel. The duel is like one of the only parts in Athanatos I would say is a blow an extreme demon. Here's the first choke point with Athanatos. I think this ship part is really inconsistent because of how it is structured and how just the gameplay is. This upside down strafe fly, I hate it so much. Oh my god, I hate the strafe fly so much. It is so bad because it's upside down gravity portal, which took me a bit actually to learn of how to efficiently do it. This yellow orb really inconsistent. This strafe fly gap I hate so much because how inconsistent it was because it depends how you click the orb. This is free. This took me a bit to get consistent pink orbs, but once I did, it wasn't that bad. But this gap, I hate these. It's because these spikes are basically invisible. You can't see them basically because how the background is. Um, and the gaps itself is really difficult. After that, get to UFO part with this first click being inconsistent. So I'm just gonna be listing off inconsistent clicks. Actually, before that, I'm just gonna say this UFO part without the inconsistent clicks, it's one of the easier parts about Athanatos, but it's this first click. Uh, all of these blue orbs, this click, these green orbs, this blue orb. They're really inconsistent. They fucking barely work, and they are really inconsistent. They never become consistent for me. You're gonna hear the word inconsistent a lot with a Thanatos. That's basically I'm gonna summarize the Thanatos. Again, if you're doing a Thanatos as a new hardest, keep in mind when you're playing from zero, you're gonna get to the drop probably once you learn the level. It's gonna get to drop maybe once or twice every day. Like, don't be mad about that. I was in that space before on a Thanatos. Literally, my highest amount of times I got to the drop in a Thanatos in a day was 3. 3 times. That is not a lot. So Blade of Justice actually kind of got to the duel a good amount of times, which is like the drop of Blade of Justice. That's when level actually, actually goes all out in terms of like music and decoration and gameplay, but not like, in terms of difficulty. Um, well, Bloodbath, I don't even know what the fuck the drop would be. I guess a cracks part. But for me, the drop in the Thanatos takes a lot of work to get to, but like it's like it's all that to just get some of the most inconsistent sections of the level, but like I'll talk about that later. Um, After this, you get to the most one of the easiest parts. Well, probably the easiest part about the pre-drop. Um, this first click is like pretty inconsistent, but outside of that, literally the entire ball part is free. This ship, actually before that, the ball is actually really difficult to get consistent at because the two blue orbs at the very beginning of it. But outside of that, once you get consistent, it is literally free. This ship, initially I thought it was pretty difficult, but like it's not that bad. It's literally not that bad. It's like really easy once I get consistent at it. Outside of this weird ass gravity portal gap, I just kept on dying to for some reason. This try looks hard when you're actually playing the level, but when you actually pause, this gap's actually really easy. And this is free. This green arm click is literally the only difficult part, or the only difficult click in the Athanatos cube. Outside of that, these two clicks, they're kind of difficult, but they're not that bad. So the rest, they're not that bad. These two blue orbs are actually kind of difficult though. I only died there like once on those blue orbs. But this where is it? This pink orb is actually kind of inconsistent when you learn it. Learning this part is the hardest part. It takes a lot of time to learn it and get consistent at, but once you do, it gets consistent. This click, you gotta jump earlier than you think. This, you gotta kind of also jump earlier than you think. And then, last jump, and gonna get to the drop. This ship part perfectly represents the drop. This transition, how it works, is either your ship will be going in like faster downwards or slower downwards, or straight up you just die instantaneously because of a bug. The straight fly itself is not that bad though. This gap, all these fakes are really easy. I don't know, I was dying there a lot for some reason. This cube, it was a bitch to learn and get consistent at, but these two, this yellow orb and this blue orb, are kind of inconsistent. Um, but it's kind of because how orbs work in this game. Once I make inconsistent, it was like really easy. This ship, this yellow orb is probably the hardest click in this ship part. It's like it's really difficult and like really inconsistent for some reason. Like what the fuck? This straight fly, mainly because how the spikes are pitch black, you just can't see them basically, so you're going in blind. 63 wave, if you're talking about parts alone, this is the hardest part about Athanatos by far. Like these, I think these are one, two, yeah, 4 clicks. All 4 of these clicks are super difficult because these spikes that makes you think, oh my god, I have a lot more time to click. Nope. Well, think you, and then these slopes too. Think, oh, I'm gonna survive this. Nope, it's the slopes. This robot literally there's only one hard click with this blue orb. That's actually kind of inconsistent depending how you transition to it. Either it could be humanly impossible or not that bad, and the rest of it's like really easy. This mini wave has 2 really inconsistent clicks besides how it's structured because they use 3D blocks for some fucking reason, which makes them actually look closer even though they're actually farther than they look. And then they get this slow speed wave, which is the only reason why you die there from 0 is because of nerves, but outside of that, it's not that bad. This mark click's a little weird though. This mini wave, not that bad. If you exclude the duel. If you exclude the duel, it's actually really inconsistent. This duel, how it's structured makes it really difficult. The transition makes it even more inconsistent and difficult. Even the clicks itself are really inconsistent. This is also one of the hardest parts about Athanatos because of how inconsistent it is. And also could be because I never did this type of duel before, so I basically had to learn how to do it, like from scratch. This cube part is free. This UFO part, I remember Tria saying this is actually pretty inconsistent, but he was playing controller and without CBF. For me, I'm playing with CBF and a wired keyboard, playing with up arrow, so this part was really easy. Even before I was playing with a SIA device that was wired, so like it was still really easy. This green arm click's easy. This ball part, except for these 2 blue orbs and a green orb. Outside of that, it's really easy. Um, it's just how orbs work in this game that make the blue orbs inconsistent. And this green up's not that bad. You can actually hit it too late or too early, so it's more of like a mid click. This blue is free. This part is the easiest part of the level. So easy, I'm not going to talk about it. This ship, without the invisible spikes, is not that bad, but with the invisible spikes and how the ship works, it is really difficult. This is the hardest part about Athanatos. The 82 wave is so difficult because of these spikes that are in this gaps for some fucking reason. Like, what the fuck? Like, why were they there? Why are they there, bro? That don't make any sense. I know there's like another way you can do it. Like this time only 3 clicks instead of like spamming, but like just spam, bro. That method just gonna make you worse. At doing the 82 wave. Like either way though, it's still inconsistent. This spam is just really difficult. This gap is the hardest part. This little diamond thingy has literally invisible spikes, so you literally gotta guess and hope. This little hold is inconsistent. This marker click, it depends. It could be humanly impossible or be really easy. This ship, outside of the transition, which is weird, it kind of just brings you right into the action. Because initially you're in a 2 times speed wave. But this straight fly's not that bad. This wave part has like this like weird ass structures. Like what the fuck? Why are they using blocks instead of slopes? Like what? The spike's not that bad, but like what? This upside down gap, it's not that bad. Didn't have that bad of a time with this wave. It's weird to learn. But once you get consistent, that's not that bad. This 91 ship is really difficult because this orb has a saw blade for some reason. This gap, I apologize, is really difficult because how it's structured and the spikes are pitch black. The ship momentum can screw you over in these teleport portals, so it can die to the spike at the top. And this gap, I fucking hate. And with this ending, like I'm saying, is really easy. I'm just saying with nerves, it is really difficult because he got nerves. And then this is 2-star gameplay. And that's Athanatos. Let's talk about my journey with Athanatos. My 1 month and 10-day journey with Athanatos. I'll tell you, I said before my Blade Adjusted video, Athanatos probably took me 2 weeks because how short it was, like only been a minute and 13. Um, Having the first half be very consistent, the second half be pretty inconsistent. Initially, thought, hey, it's not gonna take me that long. It's still really difficult, but it's not gonna take me that long. I underestimated it. Now, if you exclude the breaks, were like around 2.5 weeks of just not playing the level. Like, it would actually be around 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that prediction technically was kind of right. Um, but my mental health, like the first, like from 71 to 100 all the way to drop the 100 in Thanatos, that was probably my best mentally. I had fun. I was getting drop. I was getting like runs to 100 all the goddamn time. Um, I was just breezing through the level, and then I actually said I was not gonna get runs from the pre-drop to 100 because I just feel like I basically would have beaten level. This is before I realized the pre-drop's actually kind of difficult. Um, so just out of nowhere, I got 42 to 100 just at the cube. I was like, damn, bro. And then I actually wanted to get 33 to 100 because for some fucking reason I got like, well, it was like 33 to the 82 wave. I was like, damn, bro, I can actually maybe get 33 to 100. So I grinded for 2 days. Those were the days that had my worst mental health. I kept having mental breakdowns. Think of the Blade of Justice journey I had. Just think of that, but like only there for 2 days instead of almost 2 months. Um, but just like it's not that like those 2 days were like the only tough days I had for Thanatos. After that, I randomly got 23 to 100, just maybe like really confident, but they'd be the level like anytime. And then I started playing from zero, and then I realized how difficult Athanatos is. The pre-drop is so fucking boring. Got a robot part, which I think is weird. Like, it's not that hard, but it's just weird. A wave part that is kind of free. A ship part that is like the hardest part about the pre-drop and is like so inconsistent. And then you had a UFO that has like a few inconsistent clicks, but aside that's pretty easy. Free ball part, not that bad ship, and pretty free cube. That's the pre-drop. And then you get the drop, which has so much inconsistencies. But still, like I fluked it from 70. I was about to like I literally my heart rate. I think it might have been one of my highest I've ever had in GD, alongside my Blade of Justice, like 100%. I don't think it was higher than my 94 heart rate because that was almost like a fluke from like 83. So that flukes make me have higher heart rates. Like literally today, I beat Mr. Crazy Hands after a fluke from 16. Um, my heart rate was like really high. Well, not really high, but it was pretty high. Like really high for an easy demon though. Um, but like literally, I could feel myself about to pass out. Like I was literally, I felt like I was gonna pass out once I got past the 70 wave. It was just, oh, I remember my cousin was in the house. And, like she was basically babysitting. Um, my other relative in my family. I was just grinding a Thanatos as every jump church player would. So I remember once I fluked from 70, I was like, oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit, I just fluked from 70! Like, I had an insane reaction. I don't have them recorded, but I wish I did, bro. But quote unquote, according to me, cinematic reasons. That's why I didn't have reactions recorded. Um, but yeah, I see you guys. We see my voice. We hear my voice and see my face when I beat the Hell Factory in like probably like a month, maybe a month and a half. It depends of how long. Well, not a month and a half. I don't think the Hell Factory is gonna take me around Blade of Justice length. I think it's just the hardest part about it is gonna learn. I definitely think that's the hardest part about the Hell Factory is learning the level. I don't know what are the hardest parts. I'm basically kind of going in blind. Like I already got like I think it was like 82 to 100 on the Hell Factory, which is like the last ship to 100. Like the really nerve wracking saw blade ship, and then like a two invisible double spike goo part at the very end. Um, but yeah, I'll see you guys whenever we beat the Hell Factory, and all 10 of my extreme demons and extreme demons in general will get their own videos. So I'll see you guys. So whenever I beat, oh yeah, I guess you'll hear me and see me when I beat the Hell Factory. But I gotta get to work on Acropolis, so see ya.